hidden society. It goes back centuries.
Yesterday, a wizard entered New York with a case. A case full of magical creatures. And unfortunately, some have escaped.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is the new movie in J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World, and it's directed by David Yates and stars Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander. Newt Scamander is a magizoologist who comes to New York for a particular reason, but gets completely sidetracked when a no-mag, a non-magical folk, that's what they call them in America as opposed to muggles, ends up opening the case and letting some of these magical creatures escape and just run rampant in New York. So Newt Scamander, along with the help with this no-mag and other friends, go out to try to catch these creatures before anything can go bad. Going into this, I was really excited because this is the first J.K. Rowling film we're not necessarily clued in on. We haven't read the books before. We don't know much about the characters. Really, all we know is the trailers. However, J.K. Rowling was the screenwriter for this movie, so she's had her hands in this from day one. And I can honestly say, this is up there with one of the best movies in the Harry Potter franchise. J.K. Rowling did a fantastic job writing 7 books to doing a screenplay for a movie. Screenwriting is very difficult, and it's very different from writing a book, and it doesn't always transition very well, but she did a fantastic job of it. No pun intended. We finally get to see what magic is like in America. There's some new aspects and new elements in the wizarding world that wasn't necessarily there in Harry Potter's universe. This is a movie that doesn't really need to take much from the previous franchise to make it its own, and that's what makes it so good. This movie also took a lot of guts to make. It's very dark, it's got a lot of adult elements in it, and to throw that into a film that we're not entirely sure if it's even going to be accepted, and it's a spin-off film no less, took a lot of guts, and I really respect them for that. The score is fantastic. James Newton Howard was able to take John Williams' score and not only take it and bring in the elements that you loved from the Harry Potter score, but elevate it and make it different. This movie has diversity. It's got great casting. Every person was cast perfect. The actor who played Kowalski, the non-mag, was probably my favorite part of the movie. A lot of people can say that this movie does a lot of exposition, a lot of the scenes. You can tell that maybe in the first, second act, some of the scenes really are there just to give exposition and explain the story a little more. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because you have to look at all of the other movies that are starting a whole franchise. You have to start somewhere and you have to explain a little more elements. You're entering in the wizarding world, but it's a different wizarding world that has new rules, and so you have to learn those. There's really not a ton of issues that I had with this movie. I will say it falls under the same problem that Lord of the Rings Return of the King had, where it didn't really know exactly how to wrap up everything in one concise ending. Also, there's one part in the third act of the movie where a certain character, I'm not going to spoil anything, gets revealed, and it really threw me out of the movie. It's not that the actor themselves... Well, it is. It's because of the actor themselves that they introduce. You're gonna know what I mean, and as soon as you see this character, it will yank you out of the movie. In my opinion, it did for me. Maybe this would be a little too tough for kids. I honestly like when a movie respects kids enough to tell them a more interesting, in-depth story, but a lot of parents may not like what the story is trying to tell. So overall, this was a great beginning to a spin-off that they set up for many other 5. They're making 5 movies. Overall, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a great kickoff to a new franchise. For Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Did you go and see Fantastic Beasts yet? If so, what were your thoughts? Please leave a comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to see more. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you at the next review.